Who do you need to hire in your business to hit $100,000 per year? In this video, I'm going to talk about who I hired to hit six figures in my agency when I had one, in my coaching business, the coaching and consulting business I have right now, and who I wish I hired sooner and didn't wait so long to get a hold of. Okay, let's get into it. So when I had an agency, it was just me. I was a one-woman show, and the first hire I made, and this is a big shout out to my mentor, the first hire that you always need to make before you hire a virtual assistant, before you hire a lead generator, is a mentor, a coach. I wholeheartedly believe this. I read every single business book there was in the Barnes & Noble's business section, and I wish someone would just tear down that whole section and just put up like a sticky note being like, hire a mentor. A lot of books tell you to hire a mentor, but no one really tells you how much to spend, what to do, where to find them. I found my mentor on TikTok and she completely changed my life. I got really lucky. Elle Crawford, highly recommend her if you're just starting out. But what I always say is you could spend 8 years trying to figure out a business like I did. I have so many failed business accounts, but what really made the jump from me hiring that mentor to me making six figures in 10 months and then 150K in the next 12 months, in like the next 2 months, was hiring a mentor, right? So always think about hiring a mentor. Save up. If you've been thinking about starting your business for years like I did, the step one is honestly hire a coach or a mentor because they've done it before. They can guide you through the steps. Okay, now once you've hired a mentor or coach that you like, do their process. Like honestly, follow their process. And that I could just end the video here because if you just hired a mentor or coach, you pretty much get everything that you need in your business. They'll tell you exactly what to do. But if you're still focusing on figuring it out yourself without a business person or a mentor, then you can binge a lot of free YouTube videos like this one. But after I hired my mentor, the second hire I made, and again, this is one of the best hires I made, it's how I scaled to six figures, was a lead generator. So this is someone on my account that was on my Instagram account for 5 hours a day, constantly finding me new leads to talk to. So I would have anywhere between 5 to 8 sales calls per week booked. And it was through those sales calls that I was able to sell my services. And then you're going to have to expand your lead generation team. So if you have an agency, you're going to have to hire more contractors. But the first two hires that you need to make in any business is a coach and a lead generator. How do you find a lead generator? You can ask other business owners for referrals. If you go into Facebook groups and just type in lead generation agencies, you can find someone that does that work for you and negotiate the prices based on how much you can afford. Usually a good lead generator will pay for themselves in the first 30 days. I remember I paid my lead generator, I think it was like $500, and they made me back like $6,000 after that. I got that lead generation agency for my mentor. Again, the importance of having a mentor. And then when I swapped out of my agency and I started a coaching business, I was making a lot of hires, but this is what I wish I knew beforehand is after you hire a coach and after you hire someone that can constantly make you money like a lead generator, you want to hire a CPA and a bookkeeper. I think a lot of people make a business off of teaching you how to set up your LLC, you pay them thousands of dollars, set up an LLC, things that you could do online for free on a website. But when you start making $50,000, $100,000 in your business, it's time to really look for professionals. I paid so much in taxes my first year of business that I honestly, it was a very hard end of the year for me because I did not have an accountant I trusted. I just used a family friend and they didn't understand the consulting industry or agencies at the time. So they couldn't really get me all the help I needed. So hiring an accountant that's in your industry and understands basically your field of business. And then second is hiring a bookkeeper. A lot of accountants and bookkeepers work together. So it's usually a package deal, but my accountant didn't have a bookkeeper, so I had to go find one on my own. And this was mistake number 2. If you hire a CPA and your books are a mess, you're either going to be crying a couple months before tax season or during tax season trying to figure out how to use QuickBooks, or you can hire a bookkeeper before that happens and then clean all that up. The faster you hire a tax team, like an accountant and a bookkeeper, the more you'll save on taxes at the end of the year and the more you can pay yourself. When I quit my 9 to 5 and I went full time into business, the biggest struggle I had was one, paying myself an appropriate amount, saving for taxes, and also being able to contribute to my retirement accounts, because the whole solo 401k doesn't exist when you're in your own business. You have to create one yourself, and you'll need a CPA or a bookkeeper, like even a CPA, to help you talk you through it about what's the best option for you. I wish I did that sooner. Honestly, I would say after maybe $70,000, I should have hired a CPA that wasn't a family friend that understood my industry. But I spent a solid 2 years with a family friend, and they just didn't understand what I was doing. So that's why it is so, so, so important to hire a CPA that's in your industry. So those are all the hires I recommend. This video is short and sweet. Hire a mentor, hire a coach in the beginning. Then when you're hitting your ceiling, hire a lead generator. And if you're above $50,000 or more, look into accountants, look into bookkeepers, and not like the friend down the street that's a CPA, but the one that is in your industry, has worked with entrepreneurs like you. That's all. Let me know if you like this video, and I'll walk you through how I hired them, my hiring process, and where I found my team.